And we begin by importing your raw narration file and cutting it up into its individual clips. Now, there's a couple of ways that this can be done in Audacity, but I suggest you first open a new track by going to the menu, selecting Tracks, select Add New, and then select Audio Tracks. Now, although it's usually selected by default, be sure you've changed your cursor to the Selection tool. If not, go to the toolbox and select it, or just hit the hotkey F1. Now you can begin to select your individual narration clips. After you've identified the clip, simply select it with the tool, then cut and paste it into the new track. I suggest you do this by using the hotkey selection Control-X to cut the clip, then move your cursor to the new track and hit Control-V to paste. Now, this is important. Be sure to paste the clips in the order that they'll play in the story. Although you'll be able to move them around on the track, you can't easily change the order of the clips in Audacity without cutting and repasting them. Also, be sure to mute the new track. The sound of both unordered tracks playing simultaneously is going to get a bit confusing if you don't. And once you've cut and pasted the individual clips of the narration, go ahead and delete the raw narration track. By default, Audacity only makes copies into the application, so your original file will remain unchanged. Now repeat the same drill of setting up the new track, then cutting and pasting clips from your interviews onto that track in the order they'll play until you have a second track containing your SOTs or sound bites. Now you're beginning to see how this works. Even though you have sound on two separate tracks, as the playhead passes through,
this is the most
it will play
issue right
all
now
the
in
elements
the state
simultaneously. How those elements are arranged will produce the layered sound that you're looking for. Now, to stack the clips in the proper order, first go to the toolbox or hit F5 to change your cursor to the Time Shift tool. Cursor now becomes this double-sided arrow that lets you click and drag the clips to their proper position anywhere on that track. Again, note that you can't drag one clip past another, so if you didn't arrange them in the proper order, you'll just have to cut and repaste it in that track. Now let's hear how that sounds.
It rained, but they came out anyway. Approximately 200 realtors, real estate agents, and brokers gathered in Lawyers Mall in front of the State House to focus attention on a proposed measure sponsored by Governor O'Malley.
That this is the most important issue right now in the state of Maryland.
That's not bad, but we need to add one more element to really make it fly, our nat sound. And here I've gone ahead and cut some more individual nat sound clips from a raw track as we did earlier. Be sure to adjust the sound levels with the envelope tool by selecting F2 to change the cursor. You simply apply the control points to the waveform on the track, then click and drag to adjust the level to bring the nat sound under the sound bite. You're reducing the level of the sound there so that it's in the background. Now do this for all the points in your story where you think the use of nat sound would be appropriate. Let's listen.
It rained, but they came out anyway. Approximately 200 realtors, real estate agents, and brokers gathered in Lawyers Mall in front of the State House to focus attention on a proposed measure sponsored by Governor O'Malley.
This is the most important issue right now in the state of Maryland.
Charles County Realtor Candy Rail is talking about a bill that...
And that's all there is to it. If you have any questions, you can always find me at francis@wamu.org.